Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha says her ministry is pushing for additional domestic funding in the fight against HIV/AIDS. Nakhumicha says that there is need to build on successes of various campaigns against the epidemic, calling for collaboration between stakeholders. She spoke in Nairobi, Kenya, ahead of the 20th anniversary of the United States President's Emergency Plan for AIDS.
The joint efforts between Kenya and the United States of America to battle the HIV pandemic in the country through the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS has seen 20 years of success stories, funding and a reduced number of infections countrywide. To celebrate 2 decades of PEPFAR in Kenya, Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha joined U.S. Ambassador Meg Whitman and U.S. Global AIDS Coordinator and Special Representative for Health Diplomacy and PEPFAR, Dr. John Nkengasong, in reflecting on 10 years of collective efforts in HIV/AIDS response and accelerating progress towards controlling the pandemic.
The HIV response brought hope to many who had despaired and restored many households that were threatened by the socioeconomic challenges associated with the disease.
Over time, our PEPFAR collaboration has expanded to include vast support for health systems, strengthening in addition to diverse client-centered HIV prevention, care, and treatment programs. Now, the prospects for people living with HIV has never been brighter.
25 years ago or 20 years ago, where we were in the fight against HIV/AIDS, it was a hopeless situation. It created fear in our minds.
Kenya has an estimated 1.4 million infections and a prevalence of 4.3%. The Cabinet Secretary added that the government is committed to undertaking health commodity supply chain reforms to guarantee efficiency in the delivery of HIV services to its target groups.
There is need to ensure we implement a shared and guided structured long-term planning on PEPFAR financing transition for Kenya beyond 2030 as the country's economy recovers from the reels of COVID-19 pandemic and the global economic recession.
The two governments further pledged to continue with the joint efforts in tackling the epidemic in the future days. Yusufar reporting for Prime Edition.